Hello everyone, and welcome to the 2025 Nintendo Game Awards. In tonight's show, we will be celebrating and awarding the best Nintendo games across multiple categories of 2025. Sure, there's many other great games made by other developers, but there's already an award show for them. So in this show, we'll be focusing exclusively on Nintendo games. And boy, was 2025 a huge year. First of all, it's the release year for the Nintendo Switch 2, followed by a 3D Donkey Kong, a new Mario Kart, a new Metroid Prime game, a new Kirby Air Riders game, with so many other new games released this year along with Nintendo Switch 2 editions of everything. So, tonight, we will be awarding the best out of every game released in 2025. So, let's get started with our first category. Alright everybody, the first category of the night is Best Family Game. Best Family Game in our book means family-friendly content with a focus on multiplayer. And we have 3 nominees for this year. Those nominees are Donkey Kong Bonanza,
We're breaking through, down to the core, no stopping us, not anymore. Inside the storm, I found the key.
Kirby Air Riders,
Horizon vast and ending, swirling clouds above.
and Mario Kart World. All 3 of these games feature family-friendly content with a lot of fun, and most of them have good game multiplayer. But the winner that really takes this award home for 2025 is a new entry in the classic series, Mario Kart World. Congratulations on winning Best Family Game of 2025. And speaking of Mario Kart World, the next category is Best Racing Game. This category speaks for itself, and this is one of the 2025 exclusive categories, as next year we probably won't see any new racing games, at least made by Nintendo. And really, this is one of the rarest years because we actually had 2 Nintendo-made racing games, and those games are Mario Kart World and Kirby Air Riders.
Like shooting stars in the sky, whistling by in a symphony
Both are
of speed.
controversially good titles that are both classics. Of course, you got Mario Kart, which is the classic, and then you got Kirby Air Riders, which was a new game off the old game. But the winner goes to Mario Kart World. Wow, Mario Kart World, you're swooping in. You've already got 2 awards of the night. So those are Best Family Game and Best Racing Game of 2025. Great job, Mario Kart World, for taking home both of those titles. Now, before we move on to the next category, take a look at this. Metroid Dread. This game is one of the most critically acclaimed Metroid games ever. Back when it came out in 2021, it was like Metroid fans were having a panic attack because of how good it is. And as for me, I never played this game because, well, I didn't have a Switch back then, and I also wasn't interested in Metroid back then either. But here in 2025, just a few days ago, I picked up Metroid Dread for myself. It's been long overdue. I really think I should have picked it up sooner, as a Metroid fan. And this is actually my first 2D Metroid, and it's really interesting getting myself into the true Metroidvania. My first Metroidvania, man, I have to say I really like it. It's hard, but it's very interesting, and it takes some getting used to, but it's a great game, and I hope we get Metroid 6 sometime soon, and I hope it will be just as good or better than Dread. I think Dread's a really unique game, and playing it in 2025, 4 years later, it honestly doesn't feel that old. The graphics are pretty bad, but I really like this game. Now, I don't know, I don't know, do I like it more than the Prime games? I don't know. Prime 4 just came out. I beat it not too long ago. Anyways, this game has definitely got me into the 2D Metroidvania. I actually tried the demo a few years ago. I hated it. But I gave it a try, and once I learned how to play it, I love it. So my advice to you is play Metroid Dread. Play the demo. If you hate it, buy it, and you'll love it because you just gotta get used to it. So yeah, great game of 2021, and still great 2025. Alright, it's time for the last two categories. And this is where things start getting big. Starting off with Best Action Game. As me, I really like action and adventure games, and we got two really amazing new entries when it comes to this. And the nominees are Metroid Prime 4 Beyond, and Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment. Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment was kind of a surprise for me, at least. I bought the game and going into it thinking that, okay, it's Hyrule Warriors game. But it was genuinely amazing. The story going into Tears of the Kingdom and the fighting aspects and the shared powers and everything, it was a blast, honestly. It had great combat and great boss battles. It really kept you interested in the game, and it never got boring, for me at least. While some of the side quests got a little annoying, it really was a great game that honestly exceeded my expectations. And then on the other hand, we have Metroid Prime 4 Beyond, which as a huge Metroid fan is an unbelievable entry. We finally have the fourth Prime game. And this game is very controversial. You either love it or hate it, and it's received a lot of hate. But I love this game. The story was excellent in my opinion, and the new open world aspects and the Federation troopers. While Miles McKenzie may not be loved that much, I sure love him. So that's why Metroid Prime 4 Beyond wins Best Action Game of 2025. Its gameplay is so amazing, and the epic boss fights and shooting and combat in this game are really cool with the new psychic abilities and control beam. And while Hyrule Warriors could be seen as better, it really does take home the award for this case. Good job, Metroid Prime 4, new entry, and while it may not be the best game ever, it sure is for me. It is now time for one of the more interesting awards of the show. And this is one of the awards that you don't want to get, because this award is Worst Game of 2025. We are here to shame the absolute worst game. And that game is, as you can tell from the gameplay, Nintendo Switch 2 Welcome Tour. First of all, it is boring. It's basically just a user manual for the Switch 2. And another thing is that you can't even beat the game without buying everything. So if you don't have the camera or the Pro Controller, you cannot beat the game. That is outrageous. But the icing on the cake of what makes this game so rubbish is that it's not free. It is $10. This game should be free because it's basically a user manual. I mean, what were they thinking? $10 for this piece of garbage. Just why? Why, Nintendo? You really messed up on this one. So yeah, there you go. Worst game of 2025, Nintendo Switch 2 Welcome Tour. Don't buy it, and advice of the day, don't buy it unless you're like me and will buy anything that has a Nintendo logo on it. Back to the show. Alright everyone, it's that time of night. Game of the year. This is it's the thing, you know, it's embracing all categories into the most liked, the most cared for, the most story behind just the game that represents 2025. We have quite a few amazing games this year. We had a ton of amazing games, but only 2 games were worthy of being nominated for Game of the Year 2025. And of course, only one can win. Let's take a look at the nominees for Game of the Year 2025. Donkey Kong Bonanza. Metroid Prime 4 Beyond. These 2 games are amazing games. Metroid Prime 4 Beyond is very dear to my heart, and Donkey Kong Bonanza is just period a great game and one of the best in 2025. So that begs the question, which one will win GOTY 2025? Without further ado, Game of the Year 2025 is Donkey Kong Bonanza. That's right, Donkey Kong Bonanza is the Game of the Year for 2025. And while it's not my personal favorite, it's a great game. The story is really good, at least at the end of it. It's fun, it's family friendly, it's an amazing adventure, and it is definitely a worthy game of GOTY 2025. So, yeah, Game of the Year 2025.
This is what I've been waiting for.
Whoa! Is that Metroid Prime 4? I knew something didn't feel right about Donkey Kong Bonanza winning GOTY. That's because the BitQuest Community and Editor's Choice Game of the Year is Metroid Prime 4 Beyond. I am so glad. This is my personal Game of the Year, and so it was already winning Editor's Choice. But after about a week of voting on what the Game of the Year is by the BitQuest community, Metroid Prime 4 beat out Donkey Kong Bonanza, with 70% voting for Metroid Prime 4, while only 30% voted for Donkey Kong. And here at NGA by BitQuest, we like to put the spotlight on our community. So, yes, this game is amazing. And it is so unreal having this game win GOTY 2025, Editor's Choice, and Community Edition. Forget about the other people who wanted Bonanza. This is it. I mean, technically they both won in some way. But yeah. So congratulations to the 2 winners of Game of the Year 2025. Metroid Prime 4 for taking it home with Editor's Choice and the BitQuest Community Award, while Donkey Kong Bonanza wins the normal Game of the Year, of course. Who cares about normal? We like this one. Anyways, I have game reviews of both of these games and many of the games featured in this review. They'll all be linked in the description. In fact, I just published my Prime 4 review. I got my Donkey Kong Bonanza review. I also have a Mario Kart World review. So make sure y'all go watch those if you want to know more about these games and more about their strengths, weaknesses, and everything like that. And with that does it for the Nintendo Game Awards 2025 and our 2 Game of the Years. Anyways, guys, thanks for joining us for this show. I'll see you on the next one. But for now, I'm gonna go back to playing these games. Bye.